There it is. We are live. Well, my hair is frizzy.
That's okay. That's okay. Mine is non-existent.
Oh,
I am losing my hair. Oh, hello everyone.
hello
By
there.
by everyone I mean the very few people who caught our surprise announcement.
Surprise.
Surprise! Someone's mad that they didn't get in the stream.
I know. So our secret podcast is real. We're not just like pulling your chains.
Yep. It is real. It is secret. It is what it is.
As long as it's
All
going to
right.
be a secret, that's the main question.
Well, I bet these people watching right now are gonna blab. So cat's probably out of the bag now.
Oh yeah. Oh well. Guess it's not much of a secret anymore.
So what's this secret podcast about? I
Well,
should probably know
you
this.
should probably explain that. Yeah.
This is a podcast because we often, when we're talking about video games, go off on weird long tangents about TV. So this is going to be a podcast where we talk about TV and go off on weird long tangents about video games.
It's already happened.
It has. It has. This is a podcast called Two Boobs Watch the Tube.
Yeah.
We are the boobs. Sorry for anybody who fell into a trap searching for something else. But now that you're here, why don't you listen anyway? It's not so bad. It's not so bad. We talk about TV. Everybody likes TV.
So,
of course, comes from the term boob tube, but
yes.
But obviously we're incredibly immature. So
yeah, it's only gonna get worse, guys.
Oh yeah, way worse. All right.
So the format, which we've only followed once out of 3 episodes we've recorded, is tell me what you watch, what you really watch.
I'll tell you what I watch, what I really watch.
So we do that, and then we do one the main topic, the meat.
Yep.
Where Vink makes different kinds of steak puns.
Steak puns, yes.
And then we have listener questions. And now that you're here, we could answer some.
Whoa.
I know.
We could. All right. So shall we record a podcast? I
almost have this ready.
Okay, great.
So
how y'all doing? Who's here?
How y'all doing?
There's no one here. There's actually no one here right now.
Mario is here. Why did he leave?
I don't know. He's gone.
I don't get it.
He's gone.
Do I really sound okay? Because my waveform looks very small.
I mean, you sound loud, but I've got my sound cranked all the way up.
All right. How do I sound on the podcast?
You're a little fizzy.
I'll turn myself down then. Maybe I'm just too loud.
Could be.
Told me I was fizzy.
Yeah, you're a little fizzy.
Yeah, I do sound fizzy. That's weird. All right.
Do I sound fizzy?
You sound fine.
Okay.
All right. Do I sound? I'm going to go to 150. Does that sound less fizzy?
Yeah, a little bit less fizzy.
More. You want me to be more or less fizzy? 125.
The fizz has gotten quieter.
All right. How about 100?
Okay.
Is this loud enough still?
You're still loud enough, and the fizz. Oh, fizz just went away.
All right. Well, we'll just leave it at 100.
Okay.
Perfect.
We want everything to be at 100. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the time.
All right.
Okay. Where is everyone? I'm gonna go.
I'm mad. Yeah.
Yeah. Come on.
I have tonight's beer.
I have
Staghorn. Hold on.
I have nothing. I'm gonna go get it.
Oktoberfest. It's that time of year.
Just a second.
And this is the new Glarus can of Oktoberfest. So I usually drink this in bottles. So here we are. Not a bottle.
As always, it's a bit early for me drinking right now.
Oh dear.
So I got my root beer.
Perfect.
All right. Hold on. Where is everyone? Well, you know what? It's possibly a problem that we announced it only 15 minutes ago.
Probably. What are you going to do? Maybe someone will drop in.
Can we just post the link right there? I think
Post the link where?
in the Patreon.
I
Because only Patreon people are going to see it, right? Because right now I couldn't even get to the link because I'm not officially a Patreon.
hold on. Wait, you can't what?
I'm not a Patreon. I can't get to the link. You
Oh,
linked
that's
to
funny.
our
Yeah.
you linked to our Patreon, so I can't actually
Okay.
see it. That might help. That might help people just jump on in there.
Drop it in.
Well, I can't. I
Whoa.
think I still can't get to the link. Yeah.
Oh, I thought I saw. Oh, it's online for you. Hold on. I apparently have two different copies of Discord open. Let's see. Share. Not video file. I want to share. No. Oh, I can grab it from line.
Hey, Daniel H.
Open on my desktop.
Thanks for popping in.
Copy, and then we'll drop it in to Discord.
I think we should change the scheduling on the other podcast. I think it's not going to start on time or at all.
Oh yeah, I don't know if I can, but well, yeah.
I don't know if I can do
You're saying
anything.
you can't edit it in YouTube though? It's your own channel. It's very strange.
I don't know. Maybe it's because we officially had started by that time, but that I finally got logged in. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I go to manage, am I going to leave this stream?
I don't think so.
Okay, let's try it. Okay, am I still here?
Yeah, you are.
Okay, I'm gonna see if I can edit this schedule for. Yeah, I don't seem to have any ability to change the scheduled time.
That's
even
weird.
though it's my channel.
No,
yeah.
On the next one.
The next one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The current one is already live.
I have no ability to change it. There's nothing even clickable.
Okay.
Stream setup help.
Don't worry about it. Let's just get going, and then maybe we'll.
Oh, okay. What time is it supposed to start? 2:15 or 12:15? Huh, not a chance.
I don't know. The other episodes are only around 45 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we can give it a try.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, it wasn't a secret streak. Sorry, Daniel.
Yep. Did you post it in the Discord, that link?
I did.
Okay,
yep.
Great.
Let me hit the official Nerd and Tie start here, and then we can go.
Okay.
All right. See you on the other side.
All right. Good luck.
Oh, hey, Bing.
Hello, Sean. How you doing?
Oh, not too bad. Been watching some TV. How about you?
Oh, me too. Hey, I got an idea. Let's do a podcast.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yeah. In fact, let's do a couple of them in the past.
All right. How do we do that?
We just did.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So welcome to episode something.
4.
Welcome to episode 4 of Secret Podcast. That we can now reveal is called Two Boobs Watch the Tube.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're super mature.
Yes. It's only going to get more maturer as this goes on.
Oh, yeah. Maturosity to follow. All right. So what are we talking about today?
Well, before we get started, why don't you
Yeah.
tell me what you watch, what you really, really watch?
Well, I'll tell you what I watch, what I really, really watch. I haven't been watching a lot recently. It's been a very, very busy week. Trying to was planning to get caught up on Ted Lasso or start For All Mankind, which you recommended to me. So I went to
Part of
the
your
Apple.
homework.
So I went, yeah, my homework. So I went to the Apple TV app, or whatever, and with the intention of watching one of those two.
Mm.
But then it's like series premiere of Foundation, and I'm like,
And there's two episodes.
You know that graphic where the guy's with his girlfriend and he's walking, and then there's another girl walking by, and he's like looking over at her. It was that.
Listening to you describe that meme was just.
I know. I should describe all beats. There's this one where there's a cat and he's like in the tree and he's like hanging on, and it's like it says "hang in there."
My favorite is the one with the cat who's like at the dinner table with the woman looking at it.
Yeah, and like she says something and the cat says something equally rude.
Yeah, but I always side with the cat, weirdly.
I know. Listen, I saw this great meme where there were these Spider-Men and they were like pointing at each other.
Now it's going to be a movie, a feature-length film. Like
I know, based on that meme. Yeah. It's really good. Yes, and that's how Tobey Maguire was born.
So Foundation.
I watched the first episode, and I got to say they threw a lot at you right away because it takes place. It takes place. Did you watch it?
I watched both episodes that were out. Yeah.
Taking place in two different time periods, pretty much at the same time. That's not how the novels went. And I didn't read the novels, but I read a synopsis because I'm interested in science fiction, and that's one of the complaints people are having. But you know what? I don't see how they could do it as a TV series otherwise. Because the first parts of Foundation were novellas. Like you can't. The first 5 parts of Foundation, the first book of Foundation was 5 novellas with a connected universe, but not really connected characters. Gotcha. And so first season of the Apple TV show is taking the first 2 novellas and telling them simultaneously.
Interesting. I do like that. That's very good.
It's interesting, but at the same time, they had to take a lot of liberties. And one of the things with having the genetic dynasty or whatever is so that they can keep recycling the character. You know what I mean? Like some continuation. That's not in the book.
Yeah, I looked that up because I was wondering how that works in the book, and then as it turns out, it's not from the book.
Yep. But anyway, you know what? Let's talk about that one later. How about you? Tell me what you watch. What you really, really watch.
Yeah. So I'm
not playing along with me. Okay. Go ahead. Keep going.
I'm glad we're talking about a Netflix show this week because like our first 2 out of our first 3 episodes were Apple TV Plus shows, and I think it's just because it's the new kid on the block, but there really are some good things on the channel network. What do you call it? Service. I mean, quantity has been quite low compared to the other services, but the quality, I mean, there's a lot of things that I've really enjoyed watching on there so far. Ditto. So instead of doing that, I watched 2 shows I didn't enjoy. Physical and Mr. Corman.
I started watching Physical, but I couldn't find a likable character.
There are none.
Oh, really? It doesn't get any better?
No, I watched every episode. So that's like, I'm kind of glad I'm talking about it now because I'm probably never going to talk about it again.
Oh, I mean, we should have episodes where we're not afraid to talk about something we didn't like. I really
all right. So Physical and Mr. Corman, I might come around to if the last episode, I assume the last episode, because as of now 9 have been out and I've watched all of them so far.
So the comedy sidekick in Mr. Corman, I didn't watch Mr. Corman, I just watched the trailer, but you've got the guy from Third Rock from the Sun.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
I'm sure he's done other things.
Also not Batman. There is no Batman stash.
Okay. But the friend character that he plays, I cannot get over this because I'm an English teacher, and I use a textbook that was put out by Oxford University Press that has a DVD that comes with it that has supplemental videos. This was made in like 2011, 2012, and they haven't really updated the videos. You can see a Wii on their table, for example. But he's one of the characters in the show, and it's so badly acted because it's meant for non-native speakers. So it's acted, it's like overly dramatic, really simple English or whatever. It's like how no human talks, and he's one of the characters for that. And like that must have been. It's kind of like what's his name from the new Marvel movie. The Marshall. Yeah, that's it. But what's his name? I don't remember. I know him from Kim's Convenience.
Oh, his actual name.
Yeah. But anyway, before he did that, he did stock photos or whatever. And so people have been finding his old stock photos and memeing them like crazy. So, everyone, that's it. Everybody has things that they do before they get big, usually, unless they were born into a acting dynasty family. But
Squirrel Girl's still doing those phone ads. It's fine.
Yeah, whatever pays the bills. You know what else? It seems that a lot of people are getting into voice acting. We'll talk about that later.
We will talk about that later.
Anyway, so what are we talking about today?
Are you recording on your side? I just forgot to ask if you had even started.
I have not.
Oh no.
Oh no.
All right.
Oh dear. Oh, what are we gonna do? Is it the quality coming through here good enough? Okay, I'll start right now. Okay, recording now. Sorry about that.
That's all right. I'm having the exact same problem with an episode of the Famicom Dojo podcast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't recording for the first I don't know how many minutes, so I have to go to the stream and get that audio.
I'm sorry about that.
I was going to remind you and I didn't. I was so nervous about getting people in here.
I know. Sorry about that. Okay, it's recording now. Well, we'll figure.
We'll just hop over that and we'll keep going.
Yeah,
no one will know the difference.
Going. Yeah. The page turns. No one's the wiser. Okay. So, what are we talking about today?
Yeah. What is the meat? The meat.
I heard that the meat this time is a very well done show.
Oh yes.
That has won several awards recently.
Indeed.
Several awards, and I can't remember exactly the name, but it has something to do with chess. So I'm assuming it's a TV show based off the musical Chess. So, one night in Bangkok makes a hard man humble. What? No. I'm wrong.
You're wrong. Do you remember? So there was a little podcast called the Famicom Dojo Video Game Podcast, and
I remember that podcast.
A certain host of that show more than once, I think, talked about chess during the future retro segments.
Mm-hmm. And a certain other host more than once made references to the musical Chess.
I didn't understand that this would pay off. If you had told me in 2019,
yes,
in 2020, well, first it'd be a worldwide pandemic, but secondly, that in order to get through that, everyone would be obsessed over this chess mini series, that I would have called you crazy.
Oh yeah, and you would have been right.
It happened.
Yes, it did.
So Queen's Gambit. I got my thing here.
That's
we're gonna do our our 2 or 3 minute synopsis thing.
Sure.
Queen's Gambit is a book by Walter Tevis that was turned into this limited series for Netflix. Basically about an orphaned dope fiend who tries to do good in the world through chess. Anya Taylor-Joy plays the titular Beth Harmon. She was even in, Beth Harmon was even in the chess.com app. So after the show came out, you could play against the Beth Harmon AI for a while at different
That's
ages.
Interesting.
That's gone now, but at the time it was a big deal. She's an orphan.
What happened during the pandemic that became cool?
Listen,
okay, sorry.
Lots of things.
Keep going.
She eventually gets out into the world, and her foster parents realize, or her foster mother mostly realizes that she can play chess really well, and that
there's money to be
made
from
money.
it.
And she ends up rising through the ranks to challenge the Russian master Borgov, who I'm pretty sure is supposed to be a stand-in for the actual Russian chess master Karpov.
Yeah, probably. Because spoilers, it's not a true story, even though a lot of people think it is.
Yeah,
and that's we'll get into that. Yeah.
Right? It's still not a true story that they end up changing almost everyone's names. Almost everyone.
Yes.
Well, yeah. We'll get to that. So,
okay.
Yeah. What did you think of this show?
My synopsis, or whatever.
Yes.
It is a Netflix series that does the unthinkable challenge of making chess sexy, or chesky, as I will be calling it.
Not only that, but it makes it understandable
in a way,
and dramatic.
Dramatic. I mean, there's been things that have over dramatized seemingly boring things before. In fact, even chess. If you watch the movie Searching for Bobby Fischer, which was a dramatization about a kid who becomes a chess prodigy, I found myself cheering. As the games went on, but much more so in this program. And it makes chess seem interesting, engaging in a way, which I've always found chess to be, but in a more mainstream sort of way. Let me put it this way. My wife watched this show before I did, and she has never played chess.
Okay.
And did not even know the rules, and found herself incredibly engaged in this. And I watched it after that, having enjoyed chess for many years, although far from being really involved in the chess community. I just, played it casually as a kid and then in later life. So I don't know anything about openings and things like that. I just know that the horsey moves like an L. But it made our whole family get into chess. So after watching it, my wife was interested in learning to play chess. So I got a set, and we played and taught, and got my daughter involved. She's really enjoying chess. Although she's not quite old enough to watch that series yet, but
we'll talk about that.
But so how did this show? So this we should point out as well. This show is a limited serial. It is not an ongoing series.
Right.
I guess in my generation we called them mini series, but I guess they're called they've got some other name now.
Limited series. I mean, it's IMDb
limited run
limited series.
Yeah. But anyway, it was 6 episodes? 7? Not very long.
I thought it was 8, but I could be.
It might be.
Mistaken. It's 7.
Okay. And
every episode is named after a chess concept, so like exchanges.
Yep.
And the game. I mean, the name of the show itself was named after an opening called The Queen's Gambit, and they touch upon these things during the show, but you don't have to know it. Like as she's learning chess, they'll. Mr. Scheibel, the guy who teaches her, the janitor at the orphanage, tells her all the rules and kind of the unspoken courtesies and whatnot. Although he's super gruff and rude about it because she's a girl. Girls don't play chess. We'll get into that.
Yeah.
but they mention these things but don't dwell on them and don't like go into detail showing you what
That's
they
right.
mean necessarily.
That's
But
right.
if you are watching and you do know, they're doing it right every time.
Yes. Yeah, there was definitely a lot of research that went into this, and apparently people who know chess have dissected parts of the games, and they're it's not just fiddling with the board making it look like they're playing chess. They're from what I've heard. For me, I'm just like, ooh, look at how fast they're moving. But anyway, the horsey makes an L shape. But
Cheapers.
the pointy one can move at angles. Okay. But anyway, I know a little bit more about chess than that, but not that much more. But I thought, so going into it, it's not just the story about competitive chess. It's also the story of kind of a damaged young lady trying to find her voice, kind of through chess and drugs. So,
yep.
And getting over one of those.
Which one was it?
Yeah. It's one of those shows that starts at the end, which always is kind of an interesting way of.
Yeah, they Tarantino'd it right away.
Yep. So you've got it in the at a major chess championship in France. The drugged out chess girl can barely stumble her way into the competition, and then we go back and find out how we got there. And I really enjoyed the first episode at the orphanage, where where someone who is clearly too old, they do what they can with makeup, but it's clearly an adult looking like a child. Sorry, that's second episode, right? Hold on. First episode they did.
Yeah, when she's a teenager, they use Anya Taylor-Joy, but it's clearly, she's not.
It's like, you are not a teenager at all. But you know what? Well, good try. You got to put believability aside. But anyway, basically, we've got scenes of the orphanage where a girl is not fitting in with the very strict rules there and finds joy through playing chess with the janitor in the basement, which, when I say it out loud, sounds kind of creepy, but
he was a good guy.
He was a good guy, but he didn't start well. He was a gruff. He was the type of guy you expect in this type of story.
Right.
Girls can't play chess.
He's like the Roy Kent of this show. He's kind but not nice.
Yes. But he sees something in her, and to tell you the honest truth, I wish we had explored that character a bit more.
Sure.
Because beyond episode 1, it's merely in references, But I thought that dynamic was very interesting, and it would have. I know there's a payoff that the character disappears from the story for a long time, but personally, I think that was one of the most interesting relationships in the story, and it would have been nice to explore that a little bit more. Trying to avoid spoilers here, but it's gonna be spoiled a little bit. But I mean, if you're gonna watch it, turn the podcast off right now, and you can watch it in one sitting. It's not a long show.
Yeah, there are some interesting visual effects, which you're probably like, this is a chess show. How could there be interesting visual effects? You'll see.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. But it does make you wonder if it's a true story, which it isn't.
It is not, and I'm kind of glad that it isn't in that respect, because I would hate to think that this would be encouraging people that I will learn chess very well if I take drugs.
Right.
So, but anyway, there's, the story sets itself up there. We've got the first episode basically establishing that this young lady is very gifted, that she can play chess well. and then she's doing very well in the orphanage until she gets adopted, and I think that's where episode 2 is, right?
I honestly, so I watched this show last year and I didn't have time to catch up before we recorded the podcast. But that sounds right.
Okay. I mean, basically what we're going to go through here is it's going to be a day by day telling of her, kind of stumbling into the competitive chess world. She sees that she steals a magazine in order to find to read more about chess. She finds out about a local competition. She borrows some money to compete in it. She has no idea what any of the rules or standards are, but she goes and she still wipes the floor with everyone.
Right.
And that's and then it's showing her getting more into, understanding the way this world works and then becoming kind of a master of it.
Right. At the same time, understanding how to be a person in the world, which, not having a lot of parental figures and possibly being neurodivergent. I'm not really sure.
It's possible. Like they're definitely, it's definitely hinted that something's up, that there's, and definitely it factors into all the relationships she has in the show, that I'm not sure what it would be classified as, but definitely she's not always focused on the feelings of others,
Yeah, to put it mildly.
Mildly.
This maybe isn't an entirely fair thing to mention, but it's funny because it's just true. But it's kind of wild how, like, we have Beth and Harry, two main characters of the show, who like have just the most opposite eye structures one could ever see on film. It's just funny. Yeah. She has a very, very wide face, and
that is
narrow.
Yes.
He could have been a Dick Tracy villain. I'm just saying.
So, okay, this is why we listen to this podcast. This is the type of insight you're not going to find anywhere.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
But anyway, we go through, we continue learning about the chess world. There's bigger competitions, and around halfway through the show, we find our antagonist.
Right.
In the Soviets. You know what I mean? You've got the whole Cold War. This the show starts in what, the 1960s and moves into
yeah, I don't know.
Something like that. There's some amazing.
It takes place mostly during the 60s.
But
the costumes reflect that very much. It's very Mad Men in some respects.
It is, and that's one thing that my wife really enjoyed about the show, was seeing the fashion and the architecture and everything. They put a lot of work into the details there. But anyway, that would have been at kind of the height of like Cold War panic right there. So the Russians were seen as the enemy, and of course the Americans to them. And this idea, but like, as an antagonist, he didn't seem particularly evil.
No,
other than one. Oh, go ahead.
Just calculated, and the whole inscrutable Iron Curtain thing.
Exactly. I mean, there was one scene where it looked like, I don't remember, kind of near the end, where it looked like they were not cheating per se, but like they had like a big meeting to discuss her tactics or whatever, and it looked, I don't know, they tried to make it look like he was doing something kind of underhanded, but in general it just seemed like he was a really serious but good chess player. Like there's never anything where he tried to kill her or sabotage her or it was very like, you see this person as a rival, but they weren't particularly bad. They were just the rival,
right?
Which is actually kind of nice, because usually they, whenever you have one of these dramas where it's about sports or competition or something, you've got to paint the champion as this bad guy,
right,
in
right.
order to have, to make
He
it more
deserves to
fulfilling.
lose because he has
Yeah,
diamond cufflinks. I don't know.
something like that. Because once he wins the chess championship, he's gonna tear down the church to build a strip mall. It's you usually have something like that going on. But that's actually one of the saddest things, though, is I actually really did want to know more about some of the opponents. One of the opponents right before the final boss, let's call him the mini boss.
Sure.
And he had the gray hair, kind of the older
Mhm.
gentleman. Did you know the
Yep.
one I'm referring
Yeah,
to?
yeah. And yeah, I remember what she says to him after the match too. Yep.
He seemed like such an interesting character, and I was just like, it's unfortunate that they didn't have a couple more episodes to flesh out some of these other characters.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And
Sure.
there was the young boy as well, who was like another chess prodigy or whatever. And again, it would have been so nice to expand upon some of these things. But I mean, it perhaps that would have bogged down the whole production. But for me personally, I found some of those interactions to be the most interesting.
Yeah. And the
more so than the bohemian group of friends,
they're very bohemian, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah, she without saying too much about that, she does find people along the way who are amazed by her because A, she's a woman, and B, she's gorgeous.
Yes.
And doesn't know it because she's probably autistic.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, one of these people is the U.S. chess champion, Benny. I forget his last name.
Played by, hold on.
I had it up a second ago, and then my phone decided to lock on me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'll happen.
Farts.
It's played by the guy who was the boy in Love Actually, and the voice of Ferb from Phineas and Ferb.
Well, is he Ferb?
Yeah, he's Ferb. Yeah.
That's hilarious. No, I know him as Peter Pan from Once Upon a Time. So thinking of him as like a serious adult was kind of hard.
Yeah, I knew him as the boy from Love Actually who played the drum to impress the girl singing "All I Want for Christmas Is You," who turns out to be the voice of Vanessa in Phineas and Ferb. I'm not making this up.
That's incredible. No, he's very good. It's just that he looks like he's 12. Mm-hmm. Like first there's the eyes thing, and now there's the Peter Pan thing.
No amount of cowboy hats is going to change that.
This one, and they're nice hats, and
they're nice hats.
I think he wore boots, right?
Yes.
Yeah. No, that's going to tie into the next episode. I'll explain later.
Yeah.
But there were a lot of interesting characters. I agree. I wish we could have heard more about. Yeah. Now that does bring me to another point, though, is that another one shows up. So she has someone from her orphanage that she was the closest to.
Yes.
And she happens to turn up in this great time of need, and it feels like a very problematic relationship.
Yes.
Because as Jolene says to Beth, it's like, you never checked up on me after you left.
Yep.
What the hell?
Yeah. Which again kind of goes into, the character's struggles with personality, but it's one of the things was it was hard to connect with any particular character in the story. I found.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you've got the adoptive father who checks out after a minute. You know what I mean?
It does not take long.
And there's and the mother is probably the closest thing to the adoptive mother is probably the closest thing to a parental role model, but she is a train wreck herself. So
yeah, oh boy, and that whole thing, spoilers.
yeah. I mean, we won't go. I mean, that's revealed within the second episode, so that's not. But yeah,
Was it that early? Okay.
Yeah.
Dang.
So I mean, that's there's a lot of it is a struggle to have some identity to fit in and to figure out what one's place is.
That mom is a year older than me. She's like your age.
What?
I know. They made her look like this.
Or maybe we are old, or maybe we are old enough to have children in their 20s.
I don't see this great. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't.
Which is so weird because I'm still 25. So.
Yeah, it's so weird.
It's so weird. Oh Lord. But
so this show sort of predicates itself on the idea that there were no women who were any good at chess in the 60s.
And this is
boy howdy. Mm-hmm. So recent news in 2021. Actual Russian female chess champion Nona Gaprindashvili. Why I butchered that name. She's actually suing Netflix over her portrayal in the series, and you're probably like, but Sean, they changed everyone's names for some flipping reason. And I don't know if this was like a Netflix insert and it wasn't in the book. They had to make such a point of how Beth Harmon was this amazing person because she was girl who plays chess that they didn't change the name of this actual female Russian chess player in the show to say she's never played men. And so this actual chess champion comes out and says, BS, I've played men and I've beat them. So I don't think the suit's really going to go anywhere, but like
no.
She's not wrong. Like it's not really a defamation suit, but it's like the whole idea of like we have to tell this feel-good story about a woman in a man's world. And so we set it in the 60s and we throw an actual female trailblazer from the time under the bus to tell our fictional story about this redheaded bombshell, which by the way, I don't know what it is about blondes playing redheads lately. Like, like Kirsten Dunst being Mary Jane. And then there's like Bryce Dallas Howard, who is a redhead, being Gwen Stacy. Anyway, the point is this is
the content you guys come here for.
The point is, my point anyway, is that like it just implies that there were no women whose stories from the actual time were worth telling.
Well, I mean, you can look at it that way, but not every story has to be a biography.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like it can. I think some things can exist in a fictional plane. Like for example, if we only focused on stories of actual, we go back to a fantasy story, or not a fantasy story, like a historical drama or something, and we focused only on actual living female, there's some stories to tell, but like, sometimes artistic license allows you to, or take Foundation. We were just talking about it earlier. Isaac Asimov wrote almost no female characters.
Yes, I did fail to mention that I'm sure that they changed the gender and race of some protagonists.
So, I mean, sometimes inclusion means using artistic license, but I agree when for this particular story, when there actually is something, maybe they could have, if they really wanted to use a real person's name, that's fine. Like, as I said, the story of Searching for Bobby Fischer, which is a bit problematic now. But but
This needs a
anyway,
biography anyway.
yeah. But anyway, if they're going to use a real person's name, they should have used their real story. And if they wanted it to be fully fictional, they should have made it fully fictional. I don't know.
Right. That seems like I didn't read the book, so I don't know. I don't know if this was like a Netflix boo-boo.
Yeah,
but
and I gotta say, there must have been some actual woman trailblazers in the chess world around that time. I mean, maybe they didn't get to Grandmaster or anything, but there must
they're
have
not
been.
allowed to be called Grandmasters to this day. They're women Grandmasters.
Wait. What?
That's right. It is a gendered sport.
Is it?
There's no reason for it. None. But they're called WGMs. They're not.
Well, those
GMs.
pieces are really heavy. What the? What? No way.
Absolutely true. Because I've done like the St. Louis Chess Club. Like I watched a lot of their videos, and there are some female grandmasters there. But I don't know how they come about the title, but it's not from playing men. It seems.
What?
I know, right? There's nothing gendered about playing chess that you could possibly. Yeah.
I mean, perhaps long ago, there was just the fact that since it was even then,
today, it is still true.
The chess world is weird. Have you ever
face is weird?
Do a Google search for chess boxing.
I don't want to.
It's a thing.
I'm already done.
It's a thing.
No.
Chess boxing. Everyone, chess boxing. You'll be sorry you did.
I'm already sorry I heard about it.
No, it's a thing.
I don't want to.
Thing.
I'm done.
It is a thing. In that one, there might be there's possibility for different leagues.
So despite these flaws, this is still a show worth watching, I think, right?
Definitely.
I think so.
I mean, for one thing, it was so mainstream popular that to understand a lot of references that people are making and things like that, one should watch this one. It's probably, I'd say it's one of the top 5 culture, like, phenomenons of the pandemic. Right. You know what I mean? Like, so I would say it's definitely worth one's time to watch, just so you can know what everyone's talking about. It's not a perfect show, and it's not as good as the people who really love it make it out to be, but it's also not as bad as the people who hate it make it out to be. I found it.
Are there? I don't even want to know. Yeah.
Sean, this is a show centered on a woman.
I'm so sorry. I should know better.
There's a lot of people who don't like it.
I'm mostly just excited because like the Queen's Gambit has been like my opening go-to move for the white side as I've been developing my chess strategies. So.
That's good. And for me, it's through this thing I found a game that I can play with my wife that she enjoys. We played a lot of chess over the Christmas break. Drinking espresso and hanging around our little stove. It was wonderful. It was.
I'm just shocked I'm learning about this now.
I think I mentioned it. I mentioned I was getting back into chess because you
mentioned that you were.
Yeah,
you mentioned your entire family was doing.
So even my the 8-year-old is playing chess now.
Oh goodness.
So yeah, we were playing it yesterday actually. And not just chess at all, not just chess, but through chess, we've been getting into board games and going a little bit more low tech, which is very nice because during the pandemic, screens has been too much, just too much.
Yeah, I hear you. Yep.
So anyway, you should definitely watch it. It's a show that makes something that you wouldn't think of that could have like high drama and tension really pop as entertainment. Again, I've always enjoyed chess, but even watching it on TV, you're not going to, it's kind of like watching golf, which I like playing golf, but if you're really into it, you're going to enjoy it just for what it is. But if you're just know a little bit about chess, it's a really nice show to pick up. I don't know.
And nope, I forgot the thought I had. I had it.
Oh, sorry.
It's gone now. So, all right. Any audience questions?
Let's see.
I mean, we haven't aired the show yet.
We have not.
We just don't have any. All right. Cool.
All right. So, yeah, that's the Queen's Gambit. So, Sean, I want to do another...
I remember what I was going to say now.
Oh,
sorry. And unlike everything else we've talked about, it's on Netflix, so you probably have it and can watch it unlike every other show we've talked about so far.
Yeah, actually. Yeah. You can watch this one.
Yeah, this is great.
Yep.
And the next one too?
No.
No, darn. All right, well, we'll get there. We'll
get
there. Sorry, what were you going to ask me?
I was just going to say, do you want to do another podcast right now?
Let's do another podcast right now.
Let's do another podcast right now.
Let's do it right now.
Yeah, let's do it right now.
Let's hop over to the other one.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you the next one, guys. We'll for those of you who got this from the Patreon Discord, we'll drop the link in there momentarily.
All right. Do I have to do anything here? Should I just keep recording?
I will end it, and I will give you the link to the next one.
All right. I'm just going to let this audio keep going then.
Actually, I'm going to stop mine.
Okay, let's stop
just to be safe.
Okay,
I'm going to stop it right now.
Okay,
all right. Stopping the stream.
Oh, I
broadcast.
I thought stopping Audacity.
Yeah, I'm stopping both.
Oh, okay.
Yep. All right, I will send you the next link.
Okay, thank you.